Welcome to the first episode of Android Apps, where we will have a look at photographic applications or editing software for your Android operating system enabled phones or tablets. So in this episode we will have a look at a program called Mate, which you will find on the Android market, and we'll have a look at what that software can do. So when you open the program for the first time, you can see all the folders where your pictures are, and you've got nice large thumbnails of what your pictures look like. Now when you click on an image, say I choose that image right there, it's gonna open the image right in a little bit larger thumbnail, and then what's nice, it gives you the option to rate the image. So I can maybe say I want to only see rated images of 3 or rated images of 4. So it's a nice way of managing your pictures on your tablet or phone device or whatever you're using. Another nice thing is it tells you here the resolution of the file, when it was taken, the file size, which camera I was using. So I can see it, I was using the Fuji S5 Pro. Another nice thing is it shows you the histogram right there at the top. And now you've got a few things that you can do. You can click on the option button, and then it shows here slideshow, show on map. Now slideshow is actually pretty cool because you can click on slideshow and it's going to take your pictures and it's going to start to run a slideshow of your pictures. So maybe you want to show a bunch of pictures of a wedding to a client, or maybe a couple shoot or something, and you can, while you're talking to them, put this thing on and so that the thing just run its slideshows. It's a very nice slideshow option that it has. I'm just going to go back here. Now if I click on it again, the option button, it says show on map. Now the show on map, if you've got your GPS enabled and you're taking pictures on your Android phone, or you've got a camera that has a GPS function built in, then you can just click on show on map and it'll take you to where that image was taken, which is pretty cool. Now it's also got an option here which says convert all images. So if you've taken a bunch of raw files, this thing actually supports raw files as well. Maybe you've taken a bunch of raw files, or you've got large JPEG files which you maybe have taken with your camera wirelessly using a Wi-Fi enabled memory card, or for whatever reason that you've maybe got large files on your device. You can go to convert all images, and you can create a new directory, and you've got the option to choose the format you want to use. You can choose the size. So it's got an entire selection here of all the sizes that you can choose, that you can actually resize it to. And it's got a lot of options here. It can only convert to JPEG, or it can copy and convert. It's got lots of options, so this is very useful. I think I might have a use for that. So now I mentioned that this has got RAW support as well. Now here I've got a .raf file. You can see there the .raf file. If I click on it, here's a little sample pic of it. Now when I click on it, the first thing I notice, it doesn't show me which camera I was using, and this is a file straight from the camera. Now they said on the description when you download the software that it does support .raf files, which is the Fuji format for raw files. But when I click on it, if you click on the small thumbnail that opens a larger screen, I can't see any camera information at the top. It doesn't tell me which camera I was using, what settings I was taking. So this already doesn't look very good to me. As it said, it should support RAF files. And it also said on the description that it will support .nef files. So if I click on the NEF file, that's the Nikon format for raw files. It shows you the Nikon D7000. It shows you the size. But now look at my pixel dimensions. It's 160 by 120. This should be a full high-res file. Now when I click on it, it says loading data, and it gives me the format, or not the format, the EXIF data. It shows me which camera I was using, and it's got all those options. But look at the quality of the picture. It looks horrible. It's pixelated. So for what I'm seeing here so far, I'm not that impressed with the raw processing on this thing, because I was looking forward to maybe shooting straight to the tablet and then converting it on the go on the tablet, which would actually help a lot. Now if I click on a normal JPEG file, for instance maybe that one, I can see here when I click on it, the image should actually look much better. Now the nice thing is For instance, this is the Samsung Galaxy Tab. The gallery that comes with this tablet is horrible. You can't really zoom into the picture. It only zooms the current pixels that you're seeing. It doesn't allow you to zoom into a high-res file. This actually allows you to zoom into your file so you can see it much better. So already this proves to be much better than the normal gallery from the Galaxy Tab. Let's take a file which actually has options. I know that was taken straight from a camera. Just go to the top folders. Right, so if I, for instance, go to this image right here, if I click on it again, it says loading data at the top, but now it's telling me it was taken at D7000. I can see which lens I was using. I can see my shutter, my aperture. It's nice to have those EXIF data there. I can zoom in closer to the image, which is also very nice. It does keep that quality. I can actually zoom closer. Now, when you click on the options when you're on this screen, there's a few handy tools that you can use here. You can turn your histogram on if you want. You can say enabled, and then you've got a histogram right there. You can click on it again, and then you've got exposure marker. Now, what's nice here is if it's turned off, obviously the application will run faster, but then it's also got here mark overexposed areas and mark underexposed areas, or mark both of them. Now, for instance, if I go to underexposed areas, I click on that. Anywhere on this image where there is no information, it's completely pitch black, you'll have a blue flickering. It should flicker, and I don't know why it's not flickering. Just let me turn it back on again. I just quickly flickered and it went away. I'll say turn both on. Okay, now I could see the blue flickering, and I see some red flickering right there. So it's telling me that that section right there is completely blown out. There's no information there. I don't know why the blue turned off right now. It's supposed to stay on permanently. Right, so that's also very handy to see if you've overexposed, or if you've got sections of the image which is just completely black, there's no information there. So that's a pretty handy feature. Right, then you've got here a share option, but for instance, if your image is too large, you want to first resize it, you can go to more, and here it's got a resize convert picture. You can click on that, and you can choose the size you want, and obviously after that, you can just go to options and then share your image. And you've got the option to choose the program, so you can go to Facebook or Gmail or wherever you want to send this picture, to share it with other people. It's immediately available. So that's pretty useful. So overall, if I look at this program, the stuff that I like the way that I can see all my thumbnails here, and I can scroll and choose exactly which picture I want. That I find very useful. I do like the rating system here. If you basically put a ton of pictures in a folder and you don't know exactly which ones are your faves, that's very handy to be able to do that and just rate them. I like that I can use EXIF data. I can see which camera I was using and my settings. That's very handy. The raw processing so far, I haven't really played with it, but what I see now, it doesn't work that well. I don't see the Fuji information, and the raw files for the Nikon, it doesn't even show the image correctly. So for the raw files, I'm not that impressed at the moment. I do like the slideshow feature of the camera. So if I do talk with a client and I want to maybe go to a couple shoot, then I can go to maybe say that, and I can choose the pictures, and I can say, right, show me a slideshow. And then while I'm talking to the client, then obviously this thing can run through the pictures, and then the client can see what other work I have done so far. So I find that pretty handy. So overall, it's a pretty cool app. There's a few bugs with the RAW that I think must be worked out. Other than that, I like the software, and I think I'll definitely have a use for it. And that's that for this episode. So in the next one, we'll have a look at another piece of handy Android photographic software. So see you in the next video.